What up, everyone? I'm Rich Mays Lopez.
And I'm Brendan Dunn from Soul Collector.
I'm Matt Welty, editor of Complex Sneakers.
And this is Full Size Run Show with a very special fourth panelist in the building with us today, a co-host of sorts.
Yeah.
Usually we have someone in this chair and we interview them, but we actually want you to just talk shit with us.
Yeah.
With it.
Can you do that?
Yeah, I'll go with
Brandon, is it Jersey Jinx or just Jinx now? What is it this point?
I don't even know anymore. I usually just Jinx. Jinx is
Jinx.
Yeah.
Jinx Jenkins is in the building. Before we get into the show, obviously people recognize you from all the stuff you do in Complex. Congratulations on the cover that you just did.
Thank you, man.
But you have a sneaker pedigree. You worked at retail. Tell us about it.
I used to work at Foot Locker in high school, which is like the best job to have in high school.
Period.
I was, before coming on this
That
set
and also
today-
working at a bar, which I did.
In high school?
In
Yeah,
high school?
man. Yeah, don't worry about that.
Damn.
Did you get lit?
Yeah, I think that comes with the territory. It was like the best job to have. Besides this job I have right now, it's
Yes.
gonna sound crazy, that was the best job that I had.
So we're gonna talk about that a little bit. And obviously we're in some heat today. You wear heat a lot around the office, so thank you for sticking with us today. First up, a shop in the UK, Offspring, recently put out something on their Instagram and their Twitter saying that they would not be selling their off-white Air Jordan 1s to people who they deem to be resellers. So this is something that we've seen a lot of people do lately, right? Wealthy, someone also did this lately?
This was what Sneaker Politics.
Sneaker politics.
Yeah, in Louisiana, made people wear the OVO Jordans out of the store.
Yeah,
like
I
if you got to the register, you had to put them on your feet. If you didn't want to put them on your feet, they said "fuck you," size 8 to the next person.
Damn.
People also did this back in the Nike SB days where you had to like skate out the store with them on and
Right,
stuff
there
like
was
that.
Store?
I think it was the Tiffany highs. You had to prove you could do a kickflip to buy the shoes.
Right.
Yeah.
Obviously, retailers are trying their best now to curb reselling at the retail spot, so at the destination. First of all, I don't think retailers should or can stop reselling. I don't think that's something that they should do themselves.
How do you know?
Right, how do you know? I feel like it's kind of a weird middle ground. Having worked at Retail Jinx, and I'm sure people came to that Foot Locker trying to flip some stuff. What do you think about this? Retailers trying to stop reselling.
I mean, back then it wasn't as crazy as it is now. Welty worked in the same district as me.
Oh, word?
So
Okay.
I didn't know him then, but a couple stores over, dudes would come through our district, and at that point they were trying to buy like all the Tims, you know what I mean? Which was crazy. And you would spot a guy like 4 or 5 pairs, and we would just call their stores like, he's done. You know, they come in with employee discounts, shit like that.
Okay.
We're flipping Tims?
Yo, it was,
Especially when they went on sale, yeah.
Got them on for
Okay.
cheap.
it was
Yeah.
Tims, and also the point Air Forces. Air Forces weren't sold year round.
Yeah.
So you'd get the whites in like August and February. It's kind of dope to make them wear them out the store, but then I also feel like it's not gonna stop it. Like
That's too
someone's-
far to me. Like, I understand if you're a store and you want to do this, but having somebody has to, like, how many shoes do you get and then you want to wear them within like the first week?
That's true
Yeah.
too.
But it's also like, I feel like resellers, for better or worse, are a lot of business for some smaller stores, you know, where it's like the shoes are selling out because of them. So it's like, yeah, you may be pissed that these kids are flipping the shoes, but you're also not putting money in your register if you don't have the reseller lining up.
Well, I think certain shoes are going to sell regardless, so
Yeah,
I can't really support that. But what I will say is that I think it's more like optics, right? So like they're off whites, and they're making. Let's say they did that globally, right? They made everybody wear them out the store everywhere they retail. Then they're just going to be reselling pairs with a little bit of dust on the bottom.
Would you cop?
Yeah, dog. I would. Yeah.
With the dust on the bottom?
100%. 100%.
I dig the idea, but this is a business that's not going backwards. It's like
Yeah,
it's like
I
streaming
respect
music.
I respect
you're
that
not
they
going
want to do
backwards.
it, but like I can't believe a store would want to take on more responsibility. Like
Exactly.
having a shoe like this is already a huge headache because you got to figure out how to fucking sell the things, and now you have to worry about.
Your website gonna crash anyway.
Yeah, and then you have this other. I don't know. I mean, I see why they want to do it, but I just.
If you are a smart retailer, and I know some of them are, you let them resell and come through and cop the off-whites, but you also gotta cop these shits that no one is buying.
Like which
That used to happen back in the day.
Right? You know what I mean? So you gotta cop all the sale shit that we're not gonna get rid of, or the Team J's and shit if you want to resell these. Because we know that you're gonna make paper off this,
Yeah.
so you gotta help us.
Maybe make them buy whatever the store's official apparel is. So this way you have like a brand ambassador. I don't know, but
Like, let's all make money.
yeah,
Let's all make money.
find a way to make it work.
Yeah.
We have another thing that that was on the internet this past week, right, Brendan? in between.
Oh, React versus Boost. Yeah, this has
Yeah.
been a big topic of conversation, I think, ever since Nike unveiled the React technology. Although I guess it's kind of the second time they've unveiled the React technology. That's one of my big complaints with this. I wrote a long-winded article, maybe too long. Was it too long, Welty?
I actually read it and I was drunk and it was like 3 o'clock in the morning and I do not know how I read the whole thing.
That's the best way to read the stuff that I write.
Yeah.
React versus Boost. My basic take on it after running about 30 miles in the East is they are not as good as Boost. I mean, I think the marketing is a little confusing. Like, I mean, we all agree this looks like an Ultra Boost, right?
Yeah.
I never really looked at them side by side, but I guess I see what
Which
you're talking about.
which shoe looks better to you out of the two?
The Boost.
Which looks better?
Yeah.
You like the React?
Yeah.
Really?
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying though? Do you feel like this looks like Boost at a distance?
Oh, you're talking about the midsole itself.
I mean, I think
yeah,
the
even
midsole
down
looks
to,
like Boost, but
Gotcha.
also the shoe itself, especially
Like
if
the
you
shape
compare it
and
with the
stuff,
OG Ultra Boost colorway.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's
open
named
mesh, yeah.
React, like the joke just writes itself.
So 3,000 words later, your opinion was?
I think it's fine. I think it's a fine cushioning. I mean, basically Nike's going to use it to replace Lunarlon. I mean, it's this arms race with sneaker marketing innovation where you have to pretend like every single thing is the greatest thing ever.
true.
I don't think React is bad, but I don't think it's the greatest thing ever.
I mean, but to me, it's also like, what's the cost on this? Like, what's the overhead? Because if you drop this, how many sales do you take from there, like a premier model for them, which is like the Boost technology in general? I haven't worn those, but just standing on your feet, it already helped that they were designed well and they had cosigns from the right people, but they're just an awesome shoe to wear.
How do we feel about Adidas making a cookies and cream sneaker?
The packaging that this came in was actually kind of crazy. So, but let me ask you a question, Brendan, since you are a resident expert on this sneaker. Do you think, although Nike hasn't been black and white about it, obviously, see what I did with the Oreo thing, that this was directly aimed at knocking Boost off? Do you think that was what this was about?
It sure feels like it.
Yeah.
It sure feels like it. Based on the price point, based on the shape of the shoe, based on the timing of it, again, too much like an answer.
Gotcha.
But it is getting a little warmer outside. Should we somehow organize a full-size run in New York somewhere where you can
God,
go
I
with Brendan?
hate you, man.
Very good.
I'm just gonna not be a part
Yes.
of that. I know I'm a guest today. Running.
Moving on to more Adidas news. Lots of Yeezy talk this week. Yeezy Calabasas is dropping in black in a couple weeks. Yeezy non-Adidas news. There is a ridiculous looking Python Yeezy crepe
That
thing
costs
dropping.
how much?
619 pounds.
You quoting it in pounds?
I didn't see it.
You didn't do the conversion? Okay.
Yeah, I just saw it, yeah.
Roughly, what's the math?
Probably like 8 something.
Oh my Lord.
And the Yeezy 700 Boost is restocking this week, which I'm kind of upset about because I
Really?
caught them on the restock, but
Wait. Which one did you get? You already have the 700?
700, yeah. From the
You were gonna tell me?
pre-order. Come on, dude. Jinx, your opinion, first of all, I know that a lot of the stuff you do is rooted in music, but your opinion on Yeezy in general.
The latest sneakers that we're talking
Yeah.
about? This is sure you have to keep it real, right?
Yeah, man.
He's getting nervous. Did you see he kind of?
You know, I don't love all the latest stuff, man. You know, I actually read a headline about Nike potentially re-releasing the Red Octobers.
Yeah.
Man, I had the ones. I never got a chance to lay my hands on the Nike Air Yeezy 2s. Man, they just fit the time. Some of them still make sense today. The stuff that he's done as of late with Adidas doesn't move me. But I will say, there's not a morning I get on a subway and don't see a pair.
Yeah.
You know, they're everywhere.
Most of them fake.
Yeah, that could be it too. But even that's a sign of the brand. He's never gonna not have that saturation and that grip hold on people. But to me, it almost becomes something different. Like, how can I say this? The Nike Air Yeezys were so good that sneaker enthusiasts were like, "Yo, this is great." People that didn't care about Kanye were like, "Yo, this is great." Kanye fans were like, "Yo, this is great." It made its way into pop culture in such a big way that it set up the deal for Adidas. Nike did what they did, Kanye did what he did, and it now feels like, at least just from my perspective, like there's some people that don't know sneakers, don't know Kanye, that are into these.
Oh,
now.
for sure.
Like they've jumped into another category.
But isn't that
be
the
real,
goal?
though.
Isn't that the goal?
To sell SKUs. But for me, that has an effect on how I look at sneakers.
Yeah.
You know, like
course.
I'm
You mean the
on-
amount of herbs rocking it?
yeah, you know, I'm on.
Let's be real.
Yeah, there's hella herbs rock.
Fake Yeezys have definitely replaced fake Jordans in the streets.
Yes, 100%.
I would say so.
100%.
How do we feel about the Python? What's our feeling?
That's the worst thing I've seen in sneakers this week. That thing,
Really?
it's so bad. And you know what's also
is that the-
There's the
embarrassing?
Calabasas joint.
Okay.
Even more embarrassing about it is that I kind of want it, just because
Okay,
I
just on
know I'm
GP.
like falling victim to the marketing, because like that looks like a fucking clay shoe from 2010.
Do you rock Yeezys at all? Do you have it the new stuff, the Adidas joints?
I heard
so-
that sometimes you wear your Yeezys and sometimes you wear your Vans. Is that correct?
Jesus Christ. So, you guys are nuts. I had one pair.
Okay.
And I was really excited about getting them. I thought I really wanted them, and and they just didn't move me. And
So you resold them.
no, they're just sitting. You know.
The thing that I don't get.
You're trying to put him on a poster so he can't get sneakers at retail. Sure.
Now you gotta hold on to the stuff you get, and you never know how they'll age. You know what I mean? They probably should land in like my cousin's closet, like my younger cousin.
The thing I don't get is that people are so like mad about this
Python joint.
the Python joint, or just not even the Python joint, just the crep joint in general, saying, oh, Kanye's moving away from sneakers, but he did these Yeezy boots before, and there wasn't really an outrage over that. So what's the difference?
I don't really know the difference. I don't. Really
I think the
care
fact
about
that this
any of
is
them.
like his own sneaker.
Yeah.
You gonna wear them on the show?
I
you-
hope
I-
not.
I could see you
because that
rocking
means I
these
paid
joints,
a
though.
bunch of money for him.
I paid a bunch
of money for him. This is the worst thing I've seen this
And
week.
this is created individual of his.
Yeah, this is just
Yeah,
as far as we know. Yeah.
Why?
Man wants to create, bro.
But then it's like
Creators
when you
are
wanna
gonna create.
The worst part about that is
Cha-ching.
like creators are gonna create, and that example, using that example, and we know where it came from, is jumping out and leaving, and then where's your next?
Did you say jumping out?
Well,
What?
you know,
What a perfect
We're doing a lot of things here.
Now it's funny you said jumping out
yeah, you're on this.
because we want to
not
talk
gonna let that one
about the jump man
Okay.
for a minute. This was not planned, by the way. The segues are just that good.
Jumpman.
We do have some Jordan 3s in the building today. Jordan Brand has been going extra hard with the Air Jordan 3s lately. Rich,
Yes.
Do you consider this a Jordan 3?
Let the man finish his point.
you've been helping them out with that. How many
lot.
pairs of Black Cement 3s did you buy?
8 in total.
And now you're retired. Is that true or false?
I am
'Cause
retired.
You said you were going to retire when the shoe came out.
That is correct.
You spent the rent on them. Your
well,
child might have to
maintenance
go without
mortgage,
food for a
'cause
couple
I
months.
own
I don't know.
I don't think you're gonna retire. I feel like you're in like that Jordan Jay-Z segment where you say it and then you come back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you call me a liar?
Yeah.
So you get-
On my own show?
You're
We
lying.
get a 45 jersey for you next time.
Have you bought any sneakers since the Black
not.
Cement 3?
I
Is that
have not.
true? Tell the camera.
like a week ago. What are you guys talking about? I haven't.
I have not. I have not. I had to
Okay.
think about it, but I have not.
Okay.
If you make it through the seasons changing, then we'll talk.
So June.
Yeah, he said since the threes came out. It was like literally 3 weeks ago. Like, what are we talking?
That's a lot for this man. Did they kill the Jordan 3? Have they done too much right now? Is the
here-
Jordan 3 dead?
The Jordan 3 is dead to me. Because now.
What did Tim? What did do to you,
Let
bro?
me finish. The Jordan 3 is now dead to me. My holy grail was the black cement with the Nike Air on the back. Jordan cannot drop another Air Jordan 3 that will make me want to buy it more than that sneaker. The Jordan 3 itself will never die because it's a timeless piece, but for me personally,
It's dead.
I've achieved everything I've ever needed to achieve with the Jordan 3, so I'm good.
This shoe sucks.
Jinx.
This shoe sucks. Does this shoe
You
suck?
just
Yes or
hate
no?
it because Justin Timberlake wore it.
What do you-
Okay,
what are your-
regardless,
what are your thoughts?
Justin Timberlake
Do you like it
aside,
because
we all
Timberlake?
know how I feel about that. This is trash, right?
I want to actually.
No. I'm not letting anybody off the hook. I want to know from each and every one of you.
I won't fluctuate.
I think Jordan brands have their fucking thumb up their ass when they talk about this stuff all the time because you get so mad about things not being original or whatever.
other people are
Jordan
mad?
brand heads.
Jordan brand heads,
Yeah.
yeah. And I'm like, yo, if you're a dude who's into Air Max or anything, it's like those shoes have been bastardized to fuck.
Endlessly.
And it's like, yeah, you might see it, but you're like, hey, it's just not for me. The fact that they did something a little different with your holy grail shoe that you fucking
true.
have on a mantle in your house,
I
and
might.
you want to cry about it.
Filling
Well,
up the
first of all,
entire
not me. That's
garage.
what about me.
But you claim the shoe is dead and all this sort of stuff, and like
That's regardless of the sneaker. Jinx.
Okay. I think
getting mad about free throw lines and shit.
I love those sneakers. I copped 2 pairs. That wasn't me. You're not talking about me.
Wait, did you cop those after you bought the Black Cement
No,
3s?
because they dropped before. Anyway, go ahead.
That's a great question. Wait,
This show is heated.
is the shoe trash? Yes or no? Because Jordan Brand already stopped sending me free sneakers, so I don't have anything to lose.
Wow.
Is the shoe trash? Yes or no?
I'll be honest, this is not a great shoe. The color block on this is bad, so that's part of it. Because if this was that same sneaker like this,
Getting really scientific. I love
look,
it.
I mean,
should
look,
love
I'm
this.
into this, right? So like, if this was
This
the
is a
same
beautiful
sneaker like
mind,
this,
like-
it would not be a good shoe. It just
Without the swoosh.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a great Jordan 3, and we've seen
Gotcha.
that before where they've done
Gotcha.
other colorways, and we're like, damn, like light blue and canary yellow, like
It's a brick.
Yeah, like come on.
You
man.
said you like that.
I like the DTR things.
I didn't, you know. And then,
You actually, you're
all right, look, come on, let me keep going. So then on top
you're
of
getting
that,
mad about this, and you're not getting
Who
mad.
is mad about this? Why are you talking about me? Why are you referring
You're
to me?
the
I haven't
most.
given
You're
my
the most
points.
mad right now.
What I
Let's
will,
put that.
what I will
No
say
one's mad
about
at
this
you.
shoe is Jordan Brand has done so many iterations of their sneakers that everyone talks about, especially you, always talks about like, where's the story at, right? There's a clear story to this. I think the story's dope. Seeing a sneaker pop up that I wasn't really knowledgeable about, I'm like, yo, it's ill. I'd seen a sketch, and then seeing it real is dope. I think this should be limited to a few pairs. You know, do your whole influencer run, auction off a couple, do your like whatever you want to do.
Somebody say influencer?
If the design is not dope,
Which is not.
You
gotta
up
make it hard to get.
You you upsell it with making it limited.
If people are mad about this one in some way, there's another Air Jordan 3 coming out.
No. Before we move on, Rich.
Let me talk about it.
Rich, yes or no, is this shoe trash?
This sneaker is not for me.
Yes or no, is it trash?
It's not trash.
Those are extremes. Like I was like, it's not a good shoe.
Exactly. It's not
still
trash.
Tinker Hatfield, still Nike, it's still Jordan.
It's
not a
trash.
good shoe.
Yeah, it's not a
It's not a good shoe.
Okay.
It's not for me.
line up all the editions of the Jordan 3, and this is not sitting in the top
Well,
20.
let's talk about the next one that's coming out.
Wait, you think it's trash?
I don't have a problem with it.
What?
I don't have a problem with
How are you
either.
pushing us between trash and yours is just you don't have a problem with it?
That's my
Jordan.
bad.
It doesn't rub me the wrong way.
Even though it's an Air Jordan, this is a Jordan brand product. You realize that, right?
Yeah, I'm cool.
You know, the
with
more it's in my hand, the less bad it becomes.
I understand-
Seriously though.
look, I
maybe I'm picturing it without the swoosh.
I understand the purpose of it. It's just not for me. When I see it on feet and like on Instagram and everything, it looks cool.
looks okay on feet.
But I would not come out my pocket for these.
All right, there's another Air Jordan 3 that's a similar colorway to this one.
Is it?
That's a white Air Jordan 3.
One thing I will say, this is super dope.
Yeah.
Super,
I like this
super
fine.
dope.
Although I'm kind of confused. The photos, some of them look like ultramarine, and some of it looks like a real like
it's like a
true
royal
blue type.
Or true
red.
blue, yeah.
Do we know the story behind this, or was it just a random sort of thing, or
No, it has to do with the Olympics.
why did it?
Probably because everyone's not out at the Olympics. You know, it's like Winter Olympics. Like
Yeah, it's Winter Olympics. And they're hooping
back
in the Winter
here.
Olympics. Anyway, I think that from moving from this to this is super, super, super dope.
I fuck with these.
I'm not
like these.
Korean.
Are you?
Really?
No.
Can we take a?
You can
DNA test.
We can
Yeah.
you can dab. If you are Korean and you're a Korean sneakerhead,
Which
You
not.
know all about?
I'm also not. This is probably even more dope. Like if they put the Puerto Rican flag on this, that would resonate with me. Super dope.
But aren't you white?
Yeah, apparently.
The commenters want to know.
I'm not mad if this becomes a thing every 4 years to give life to whatever sneaker they're
Like an
pushing.
Olympic joint.
Yeah, just keep picking different models and giving us
So,
different flavors.
If
so.
we agree that this is dope, what do we think about the shoe that's sitting right next to you?
This?
Yeah.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with these personally. I mean, but I'm
Just
a
asking.
I'm a huge Jordan 1 fan, so.
Yeah, I mean,
I love the Jordan ones. They're my favorite sneaker. The royal blue, any Jordan with royal blue is kind of a real tough sell for me for some reason.
Really?
I don't know why. Like the motorsports, I love Jordan ones. This one doesn't do it for me right away.
this looks a lot like a Jordan 1.
But I might need to see
colorway
that on
released
shoes.
like a
the
million
ones
times.
are one of the
Mid-selling?
things where if I see it on shoe, on foot,
Yeah.
It'll change your perspective.
yeah, man.
on my
yeah.
Instagram or something.
Okay. yeah.
Definitely not yours because you got off the seating list. So.
So what happened? They threw you off?
No, I don't. I
Pop
mean,
shit?
allegedly, who knows?
Jordan Brand's not a fan of the show. I don't think.
The faucet,
Really?
the faucet kind of.
They're a fan of you giving them fucking.
This is a bad look for me. Like,
Not me,
Just
dude. I'm a fucking Jordan head. I'm not
That's what I mean.
I'm not gonna
You know you're not
deny
gonna-
that.
you know you're not gonna
I'm
sully the
super
name.
trying to get down with the Jordan Nike family. This is a bad look for me.
Tell him.
Say that to the
No,
camera.
tell him.
Say it
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
camera.
What I'm trying to get down with the Jordan Nike family?
To try and be Team Jordan, right? Feel me?
Once they let go of Kawhi Leonard, they might have some room for you. Drake
Can
goes
you
out of the
hoop?
building.
Oh, my
Get-
God.
Can you get 20 and 10 in the L?
I can drop enough to IG it. Like I can get an IG story of 15 seconds. Of
Yo,
me
if
looking
you
down.
if you were to play a horse with Rich, who do you think's?
Ooh, maybe we could try that.
I'm gonna assume you. I feel like you're a baller.
Okay.
Have you played ball in Tim's?
He's not from New York.
Oh, what the fuck?
He's from Jersey.
Sounds like a terrible idea.
Speaking of getting buckets and Kawhi Leonard, the worst thing I heard of this week is Kawhi Leonard potentially leaving Jordan Brand. And the reason why this was the worst thing to me, and I'm gonna echo what Brennan said last week about Drake and Jordan. Jordan should not be losing athletes.
Rich, question:
Drake is not an athlete, but they should not be losing endorsements.
the shoes and the sweatshirt and the hat, it's all the same.
Completely by mistake.
No,
Completely by mistake.
that's a lie.
You want Pantone chips is what you're asking?
I need the.
Were you hanging out with Conceited over the weekend?
Hold up. Or just-
Are we doing like color? Like, do you have the Pantone colors where you're like, I know the exact
this
color of
red?
the shoe and I have to have the exact shade? How scientific are we talking, Conceited?
We've spoken about on this show several times that Jordan has a hard time selling other athletes that are not Michael Jordan. Because Michael Jordan is such a fucking legend
Yeah.
that
Anyone
anyone.
Leonard can't even sell himself, dude.
Let me fucking finish, guy. Fuck. That they can't push Russell Westbrook. Melo, rest in peace to his line. I don't know what the fuck happened to that. CP3, all these people are amazing fucking hoopers, but
Yeah.
they can't sell worth a damn of sneakers. And I think it's because of Michael Jordan. Now they might be losing Drake and they might be losing Kawhi. What do you think about that?
Having worked in music, like the parallels to me would be like an artist signing others to their label, and you look at it, and what it does is it maybe like makes that artist the top artist that owns the label a little bit more relevant to other people that maybe wouldn't have bought into it. If I'm Kanye West, I'm making beats for Travis Scott or someone else or Big Sean that I wouldn't use myself, but it's like another creative outlet.
Sure.
So I think Jordan Brand has found that as a tool with Carmelo, CP3. I don't believe Kawhi has his own model, but Westbrook has like a lifestyle line that they pushed. So it allows them to do different looks with different people, different personalities. But I think that it's tough walking the shadow of the greatest athlete ever. And also, Jordan Brand has difficulty with sneakers that fall out of the, the pantheon of 1 through 23.
Yeah.
And even the lates, once you get beyond like 18, 19, it becomes like, I'm a loyalist, so then I'm gonna buy the 21.
But let's be
I'm
real
still
though.
going. So I'm gonna buy the 21s, I'm gonna buy the 23s. So I think it's tough, but I do agree with you that Jordan Brand should not be losing athletes.
They can't afford to.
I don't know if this is still the case. Adidas had inched up on
Jumped
the market share.
jumped over.
That's
the
crazy, man. And that's like a real thing that they worked hard, they deserve it. Every success of yesteryear, you got to keep that going. So that's not a great
And they're also, since you're a music man, on the cusp of potentially losing Drake. Now, obviously, we all have our opinions about how we feel about Drake's style and people wanting to dress like him or whatever, but he's the biggest fucking artist in the game, period. And he's under your label, you need to keep him, which is Brendan's point too.
And
I'm gonna echo that.
Jordan Brand made a good case for signing an artist of that magnitude, right? We saw what happened with Kanye and Nike was still on their sport first.
Yeah.
Things have completely changed. You look at the efforts that they made at Complex Con, you look at having Travis Scott, these figures, you have a better chance of selling more with someone that looks cool and has stylish friends than you do of almost like putting sneakers on an athlete. Like things have just changed. There's more people that don't feel like they can play ball but want to look fly like an artist or someone cool.
Great news, because I can't play ball.
Are you?
Can you do the other thing though?
Yeah, can you rap?
I'm working
Is
on
there a mixtape out? Getting Drake and then losing him? How do you set the best practice in the market and then
Fumble it.
yeah. Sometimes these guys aren't necessarily worth that money, but it's worth sometimes keeping it from
Just
your
to keep
competitor.
them, yeah.
Right? Like if your competitor has them, what do they do with them? And everything you built, they transfer.
Yeah.
Their visibility, their
Which is what happened with Kanye.
even the story about you guys losing them, right? Kanye had people at a concert saying fuck Nike at a rap concert.
Yeah.
That's great. Like he made a Nike diss song.
Every week, Jinx, we look at stuff that's dropping
Mm-hmm.
and we decide whether we're gonna cop it or drop it. I am retired from the sneaker game,
Allegedly.
so I am not copping sneakers,
Allegedly.
but
Lies.
I will try to cop the Supreme NBA Nike jacket. I will say that 2 of my cards got declined last week, so my chances
They backdoor your
of
Supreme anyways.
my chances of copying this shit are super slim. I don't have any fucking more credit cards left to get catch an L on. But if I somehow get a credit card between now and Thursday, the Supreme NBA jacket, I think this shit's fire. Just because it's like reminds me of like the knockoff shits and the NBA gear from the early 2000s, and the fact that it has a Supreme logo on the other side is just hilarious to me.
My cop of the week, as predicted,
Yes.
the new Adidas Special line is dropping for spring summer 18. I'm copping it all.
Where do you
You're,
wear
you're
those?
getting every single pair.
Where do you wear those?
Everywhere.
Yeah.
My
I'm not saying that I fuck. I'm just where would you?
In the streets.
All right.
the streets at the match in the stadium.
stadium.
I'm dropping
Work.
the Federer Air Max 95. I hate this thing. This is not necessary. And
is like the worst
I'm not
shoe of
gonna
all
believe
time.
another story where like Roger Federer, yeah, he loves this shoe.
He does.
You know, Nike, does he? You believe that?
I kicked it with Roger, man.
And he told you about how he liked this shoe?
Yeah, he really does. He's a big fan.
Man, shut the
Every week we dip into our
Me and
mailbag. A question from YouTube. We have Dr. Souls 11 here. It's a long-winded one, but basically asking us about the future of Jordan, how Tinker Hatfield alluded to at the All-Star game that he was working on some stuff coming years down the line. Do we have any guesses as to what Tinker may be working on, and can that help save Jordan Brand? Tinker's not the answer.
No, he's like, you need to find a new designer.
You need to find a new Tinker.
I'm not saying, yeah, Tinker is great, but it's kind of like
The legend.
Yeah, it's time to just,
Well, I guess the point of the matter is MJ becomes less relevant to basketball, unfortunately, as time goes on, because kids don't know who MJ is. But the same can be said about Tinker. We all know who Tinker is because he's a legend.
Yeah.
He designed the Jordan 3. Kids nowadays more know Kanye, the designer, probably even more than his music, than Tinker. So you do got to find somebody.
And also, very few people from Tinker's era are still even designing shoes.
Tinker's best contribution would probably be to find or to train other people under him. You know.
Yep.
There's the hardest thing for Jordan to do, and we've talked about this every week. How do you get past Michael Jordan? How do you
tough,
get
man.
past Michael Jordan?
As an author, like the hardest shit is like if you drop a best-selling novel, you have to do it again.
Yeah.
And that cripples people, right? Jordan Brand's too big to fail, but like you said, you have Michael Jordan. You're not gonna make another one. I'd rather see Tinker just cook with Nike
Sure.
than Jordan Brand.
Yeah.
On that, we will leave you with this week's full size run. I am Rich Mays Lopez.
I'm Brendan Dunn from Soul Collector.
I'm Matt Welty, editor of Complex Sneakers.
And this is
Jinx.
Peace.